I'm sure you're all aware of this expert mode exclusive drop from the Eye of Cthulhu, and I bet most of you would agree that it's a very solid accessory. After all, the shield grants the player a dash, which is really good. But what if I were to tell you that it's likely even better than you think? The Shield of Cthulhu happens to have a pretty neat mechanic that I never really noticed over the several years that I've been playing this game, and it has to do with its attack. While the damage inflicted is negligible, the property it gives you after striking an enemy can be incredibly useful, and that property is invulnerability. This is something that I feel most players, including myself, will have missed, because when you dash into an enemy, they take knockback and you bounce away from them. So it's not really that likely that you'll see any extra iframes. And during boss fights, we're immune to knockback. The logical thing to do in most cases would be to dash away to avoid getting hit, especially since the damage you deal is clearly not worth the damage you would truly take. But it turns out that dashing into the damage source can help you to avoid specific attacks. So if you were aware of this technique already, then this next example will seem very familiar to you. So we're gonna need Queen Bee for this one, and yeah, you're probably gonna notice a trend for this video. Lots of these things are gonna be dashing attacks, but the shield is also helpful in a few other kind of more niche scenarios, but these are definitely the main ones. So by dashing into Queen Bee as it charges you, you will completely avoid taking damage. So even though you're sent again right back into where the Queen Bee would be heading, you're still fine. You have the iframes, you're gonna be safe. It's really easy to do, and it makes this boss fight much easier. Now this is by no means a new discovery, but I'd be willing to bet there are many players out there who have never thought to use this shield in this way. Because I've been playing this game for years, it's been sort of my job for the past little bit, and I've never been using this. I should have been. There's like, again, plenty of solid uses for this accessory, and I just didn't really know it had this effect. So I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that are also in the same boat. Now, even if you could have just avoided it a different way, let's say above or below the attack, it's just nice to have this third option, because not only are you getting more damage technically, again, it's not a lot when we're talking about later on in the game, but it's a little bit extra chip damage. It counts a little bit, but you also have just that extra option. You have another method of dodging, just in case you run into, say, arena limitations, or there are enemies or projectiles blocking your path for the other options that you could have had. So it's just a nice extra thing to have, even if you could have just, say, dodged normally. And while there are most definitely more ways to use this shield, I want to go over now what sparked the inspiration for this video, and that is Gungnir's third phase. Most players at this point, myself included, will have upgraded to the Master Ninja gear for this fight. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You get quicker, longer dashes, plus you get a small chance to dodge attacks. But as you're about to see, we now have a reason to swap this pre-hard mode accessory back on for just one more boss fight. By equipping this accessory, Gungnir's third phase becomes significantly easier and way more consistent. The timing is pretty easy to get the hang of overall, but if you are struggling with it, I'd recommend dashing a bit earlier than you would initially think. And for a visual cue, just watch the eyes and then input your dash just before they've finished rotating around. Alternatively, I've found that dashing halfway through Gungnir's squeal, roar, whatever you want to call that, that should also work as well. And the best part is, after the first successful dash in each sequence, you don't even need to time the rest. All you have to do is spam your dash in the opposite direction, and you will completely avoid all of the charges. Now, I should mention that this method isn't nearly as effective for phases 1 and 2. I haven't done extensive testing, but it seems that Gungnir's slower dash speed will actually outlast the iframes that you get, so it doesn't really work the majority of the time. There's also the other projectiles that often get in the way, so even if you could find a way to consistently do it, it's probably just better to dodge normally. But again, for phase 3, it works wonders. In fact, it works so well that you're about to see me defeat Gungnir's third phase by damaging it with nothing but the Shield of Cthulhu. Now, this goes on for about 5 minutes, so I'll be speeding it up. But while we wait, and while this plays in the background, I'd like to discuss a couple more benefits of using the shield this way. So, I haven't thought about it too much, but one idea that I've had is the possibility of swapping movement accessories for offensive ones just before the third phase. So, since you just need the dash, you could potentially swap out boots and maybe wings that you need for the first 2 phases for more offensive things. This would mean, however, sacrificing some extra credit on the boss, but I think if you switch fast enough, then it could be worth looking into. Besides that, using the shield in this way also makes it much easier to hit Fishron with true melee. So this is what I'm most excited about. Since Fishron's in contact with you so much during the dashes, it actually becomes really strong to use a true melee weapon, because your hits are going to connect way more than they usually would. And I think if you, again, optimize your accessories like I was talking about before, it might even be like one of the better ways to do this phase. And with that though, we have taken out phase 3 of Fishron with just a shield. So of the 140 dashes executed during the fight, only one of them failed, which is pretty insane. Now, of course, you won't need to land nearly that many dashes in a regular fight. So next, I want to test what this will be like in a regular fight. So how does this all work, especially what I was just mentioning about like switching accessories? I'm going to see if I can swap these and see how it goes with a weapon when I'm using the shield. And then, yeah, true melee, see what happens. But we'll see, we'll see. So I'll spawn Duke Fishron here. Turn off God mode, and we are good to go. I'm just excited to see what this is like, because I was looking up some videos on Duke Fishron and even Queen Bee guides and all that stuff, and I didn't really see anyone using the shield like this, which was very surprising for me, because I feel like, I mean, yeah, I didn't notice anything either, but this accessory's been out forever, right? And yeah, I guess no one's really been using it, so very surprised to find that out. So I figured, hey, I should make this video. And when I tested it on Duke Fishron, it's just crazy. It was crazy. So hopefully we can pull it off right now. Okay, I just want to add one more thing. This is Editor Gungnir, and that is, I know not everyone's gonna want to use this because yes, it is very cheesy for Duke Fishron. So it totally makes sense, and that probably contributed to why I wasn't really able to see much of it on YouTube when I was looking up guides and such, even though I did see more cheesy methods. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to make this video, show this off to you guys, and just put the information out there. This is a thing. Shield of Cthulhu is really, really good, and probably better than you would think. There it is. Switch. Okay, so we were able to do that. I wasn't too bad. And, oh, I'm supposed to be using this. Yeah, so this seems to be working really well. Look at that. It's almost dead already. That is insane, man. That is actually insane. That is crazy. I can't believe that works so well. And I can't believe no one's really been talking about this. So, yeah, that is Duke Fishron. That is the Shield of Cthulhu. It's most likely better than you think. I haven't seen this around anywhere. Be sure to let me know any other ways you think we could use this accessory, because this ability is pretty amazing. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.